So not only do we have no Kite, we're getting Galaxy Eyes in the box, you know, the new one, the big boy, but we aren't getting Kite, so anyone that joined since January can't play Galaxy Eyes at all, and there's no level cap increase. What are they doing? So Konami has gifted us the upcoming updates for May 2021, and hopefully they're good, because this past month hasn't been all that interesting with the KC Cup going on and no real character unlocks or brand new events. We have had Quattro, of course we're getting the Duelist Road tomorrow, which we know nothing about, so that's kind of exciting, but let's dive right into these updates. Starting off with the KC Grand Tournament Celebration New Week and End Week campaign. This is fine. So this is just the login thing, you know, at the beginning of the week, you're going to get some gems or a random pack or something, and then the next day you get more. So, fine, that's not the dream ticket, that's not that thing. I expect that later on. Then we have the dual quest with the brand new SR card, Gold Coin for Cats and Gems. So, that to me sounds like a anime or Tag Force card. I'll take a look at that one in a minute, but we do have the Leo and Luna Duel Carnival in early May, which is because this is the thing now, right? We just had KC Cup for 2 and a bit weeks or whatever. Now, 2-ish weeks later, we're going to have, or 3 weeks, we have the Duel Carnival, which will start on the 10th. Because we know the current event ends on the 10th. Which means we already know the KC Grand Tournament is happening on the 31st. That's 3 PvP events in very, very, very quick succession. And all of them will be Blue Eyes. So that's not going to be fun, but we do have the UR card Doggy Diver and the SR card Arm Samurai Ben K, which was one back in the TCG, was so fun, a very cheesy OTK card, so let's take a look at some of the cards we've seen so far and see what they do. So first of all is Gold Coins for Cats. I apologise about the image being so small, it's because it's from Zexal Duel Carnival, the 3DS game, but if a beast type monster you control bounce points monster and damage calc on another player's turn, your monster gains attack equal to half the attack of the opponent's monster until the end phase. I understand why, because we're getting the main box with Beast and Beast Warriors in, but overall, this isn't really that good of a card, so fine as a dual quest card, but nothing too amazing. Then we have Doggy Diver. Now this one is a very cool free-to-play card, actually. If your opponent controls a monster and all face monsters you control, minimum of 1 level 4, you can special this from your hand. So it's kind of like Dinotherium. It's basically Dinotherium 2, but with a different restriction on it. You know, Dinotherium gets your opponent a summon, but Doggy Diver can only be summoned when you have a monster on the board as well. So it's okay, but it must be used as a seized material for a warrior type, which we know in Duel Links we're getting the Excalibur in the new box. I can see them bringing this in to be kind of like, hey, we know you want this. Well, no, not you know you want this, but we're giving you Excalibur. Here's an easier way, free to play, for you to get into it, even though it already is a very free-to-play card, because Warriors are like the most supported mechanic in Duel Links. Yeah, and then we have the Armed Samurai Ben K, another warrior. For each card equipped to this card, it gains 1 additional attack during each battle phase. Power of the Guardians, fans rejoice. This thing is going to be insane for farm decks. Like, you could just equip Power Guardians onto it, get 1 attack in, and, well, 2 attacks in turn 1, and then turn 2, you get more attacks in. Very, very cool card that back in the day, I believe, came out in, I want to say, it was in Warriors Triumph, the structure deck, which is a very nostalgic product for me. So I'm excited for this to come to Duel Links. It might be some cheesy, memey way to get to COG, if possible. If not, it could be a new auto-deck duel strategy. Like a very, very cool strategy for winning games very quickly. So let's dive back to Duel Links and see what else is coming. We have early May Tour Guide Submission Bingo with Bull Blader. Okay, SR card, that's one of Yuma's cards. We'll talk about that in a minute. And we'll see next mid-May, a new legendary duelist. Okay, Raid Duel, Fear the Mechal Emperor. There we go. We're getting PRIMO in Duel Links with the SR card, the UR card Spark Breaker, and the SR card Weisel Attack 3. I really like the Raid Duel events. They're a really good source of gems, of keys and gold and that kind of thing. You know, for resources for new players, this is the event you want to be here for. Because it's always very easy to farm. Well, the DSD ones were, but the Synchro ones not so much. But hopefully they've changed it up. But It's very easy to farm, and is well worth doing because you can get a ton of cards, gems, all that kind of thing very, very quickly. So let's take a quick look at those cards, see if they're any good. So our SR Bull Blader, this is 1600, 1200, and it basically just destroys an opponent's monster after battle damage, or no battle damage, but it destroys the monster after damage calc. So it's not as good as something that would just destroy inherently on before damage calc. That's like the best one you can have, but given there's no battle damage, it's kind of similar. It's a cool card, cool SR, but given it's a tour guide card, it'll be a one-off until we get a ticket or we get any way to get more copies of the card. Then for PRIMO, we have Spark Blaster, or Spark Breaker, sorry. It's another Tag Force card that was also in Duel Links in his event deck. Once per turn, you can target monster you control, blow it up. This is a continuous trap card. It's very good for that Mech Lord strategy because you do want to be blowing up cards to summon out your big boy Weisel. And it's also kind of good for Fire Kings. If for some reason you want to blow them up in your opponent's turn, and then in your turn you can get the special summon effect off, the blow up off, then that could be a nice free-to-play option if you don't have all the cards for that deck. Or like Ubel maybe, kind of cool, not the worst card at all, and it is a event card, not a level up, so that's pretty cool. And then Weisel Attack 3 is confirming already. We're getting more Weisel attacks. We're getting the base Weisel attack because you're going to special summon this card by tributing one of them, which means we're getting the Weisel attack as well. We're getting this thing, which requires a face-up Mech Lord Emperor on the field. Yeah, okay, sure. And it makes all Mech Lord Emperor monsters you control do piercing, which is fine. But the way, like in the anime, these different pieces made up the Mech Lord entirely. But in a TCG, they don't. So what I'm seeing right now in my brain is that PRIMO's level up, his level up rewards will all be Tag Force cards. It'll be the anime cards, it'll be like Weisel Attack, Weisel Guard, Weisel Top, and won't really be any of the core Mech Lord support we want. And that will come in the mini box during that month. So if you're a fan of Mech Lords, then you've got something to look forward to at least. Back to Duel Links, we then have to do Mission Circuit with Twin Sword Marauder, and Ghost will appear. Overtake Ghost, get accessories. That's kind of cool. They're making the Mission Circuit a little bit better. Sure. And Twin Sword Marauder is a card that Jack used in the anime that should probably come to Duel Links a long time ago, but okay, more warrior support is great. Then mid-May we have the KC Grand Tournament Celebration Campaign. That'll be the dream tickets you're getting, like last year. The promo cards should be pretty cool. And then mid-May we have Axel coming to the gate. So let's go take a quick look at the Twin Sword Marauder real quick, see what he does. So he is essentially a piercer who can attack twice if he attacks the defensive monster, which, are we really doing in Duel Links now? Not really. So he's not all that great, honestly. I thought he could have come ages ago, but sure, Mora support is fine. Then in late May, we have the KC Grand Tournament 2021 preliminaries, of course, from the 31st of May to the 14th of June. And that's going to be in it. Yep. Do we have any of the things? So not only do we have no Kite, we're getting Galaxy Eyes in the box, the new one, the big boy, but we aren't getting Kite, so anyone that joined since January can't play Galaxy Eyes at all. Like, you haven't got the Galaxions, or the skill, or the photon streams, and there's no level cap increase. What are they doing? Right, so overall, I'll talk about that in a minute. Overall, this month is fine. We're getting PRIMO, that's kind of the big thing of the month, but beyond that, that's really it. And it's more PvP focused, smudged together, and we're getting dream tickets, that kind of bolsters the month up. We're getting a structure deck as well, which I hope we will, because it's been, again, 4 months since we've had one. Slot it in around the Duel Carnival, and that'll be fine. But mid-May, this event is the 19th, is when this starts. Because we know that because of the skills going into effect. Which means that is our only event for the next 12, 13 days until that starts. and no level cap increase. We had DSD World increase in January, well February, sorry. I've got it on my phone actually because I sat there last night and thought, if they do announce things, then maybe we're going to need this. So, right. So, in February 2020, we had DSD to 35. In June 2020, 5Ds to 40. And of course in September, we had Zexor released at 30. So, based on that, we're behind. In 2019, in March, we had 5Ds to 35. Nothing else apart from release of DSD World in September, which is okay. And then the year prior to that in April, we had both DM and GX from 40 to 45. So, we're behind either way. You know, if we look at it as only one world getting support, we're behind. 2 worlds, we're behind. And I have this feeling, along with everything else going on right now, that Konami is making this year not slower, but they're trying to focus on Master Duels this year. I feel like we're going to see the end of the year, and we're going to get no new world. Because right now, we have 4, if not 5 characters now in rotation. Like due for a first event or a second event. We have PRIMO, we have Quattro due a first event, we have Kite, we have Duke, and we have Antinemy. That's 5 new events or reruns needing to happen at some point. And we know from this that Kite won't be until mid-June at the latest. So that's a 5-month wait for people to play Galaxy Eyes, at minimum. And watch Konami go and bring out a Galaxy Eye structure deck. You know, watch them do that. Because that would just be the icing on the cake, if they did that. I don't know, maybe I'm being too entitled gamer, but this whole year has felt weird, with the UI updates, with the boxes being not leakable, but then some guy has access to them early, like super early, and it's the worst leaks we've had, you know, ever. Something has changed, and they're doing things differently, and I feel like it's all because Master Duel is their focus right now, and we're not going to get a new world this year. Prove me wrong, you know, Konami, come on, prove me wrong, I would love that, of course. I'll play your game regardless, it's still going to be a fun month, if not just a bit, you know, tedious because of the KC Cup and, you know, all these different PV events that I don't really like. But that's just me. Anyway, let me know what you think down below of the month of May, and I guess up to the middle of June, because we know we're getting nothing apart from maybe a dual quest or mission circuit, you know, or maybe a new roaming event. But I doubt it, because it's KC Cup, and they won't put that on with the KC Cup. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, I'll see you all in the next Duel Links video. See you then.